The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. Check 1, 2. I'll pull Mr. Larry Pesavento. Hopefully we're coming through live here. A little bit of technical difficulties to kick things off. I'm back in the saddle after quite a week last week. Okay, perfect. No coronavirus. That's the first thing. I got a couple tests for myself. Pretty under the weather. Don't know what I caught. Kicked my butt, but I am back in the saddle for higher prices to kick off Monday morning. Got some gremlins in the computer as well for a few minutes, but we're ready, folks. S&P is ready. That's for sure. We're up 29 points at 34.21. You look where we are. I need charts as well. That would help. I thought I had those up. There we go. We got charts 34.21, folks. We'll kick things off with the S&P. You look where we were just on Friday morning. Pre-market in the S&Ps. We'll kick things off 33.56. You're talking about 65 points to the upside, just basically from where we were Friday morning, 34.20 in the S&Ps. You want to talk about an acceleration? We're going to jump over to Apple in a moment. Apple above $500. Why not? Before we go through, you can't look away from Apple this morning, folks. $515 we just hit. You're talking about $17 and almost $18 higher from just Friday's close. You put Apple on a daily chart for some context to where we are. This explosion from where Apple talked about, now they come out with their earnings, they talk about a stock split. Everybody talking about Apple's going to be at about $100 a share when you split 4 for 1. Well, guess what? We're already at $125 plus per share. Apple up 25% just since where they announced those earnings. Talk about a rocket ship. Friday's acceleration, pretty remarkable. And today, you're going to excel as well. We'll jump around to some of the other tech stocks, the FANG stocks. They're all trading higher this morning. Microsoft up from 213 up to about 215. Netflix shares from 4 at 92. We're trading at about 4 at 95. I mentioned Microsoft. Yes, Microsoft up there. Amazon marginally higher from 32.84 to about 33.08. Jumping around to other indices. NASDAQ 100, 11,682 from 66.28. Folks, the NASDAQ 100 is up 76% off of the lows. Remarkable action. Crude catching a bid this morning, up about 40 cents, putting it on a little shorter time frame. Crude up about 40 cents, trading at 42.73. You see the spike on Friday, a quick rebound. Crude inches higher overnight as well. Gold contract up a bit, up about $10 to $19.57. We hit a low of $19.16 Friday for crude before it rebounded higher as well. Of course, crude been floating above $2,000 on a couple occasions last week, and we'll jump over to the VIX this morning as well. The VIX, 22.49. We made it to a 20 handle last Wednesday before we got a little volatility in these markets, and notes and bonds, we're just hanging, folks. We got a 10-year yield right now of about 0.68%. No matter how much higher this market goes, these notes have just been hanging at this level basically since the market rebounded in April 1st. I mean, you're talking about almost 5 months. Now, we've had a little bit of volatility, and the markets trade dramatically higher in early June, and you had the 10-year pullback. We got a yield of about 0.9% on that trade there. But this morning, we're trading about 139.18. And you see, when I first started, 39.22, and we are still just a few ticks away from that level, even though we've traded as high as 140.13 on August 5th. You dip down to a low of 138.28 on about August 13th. And this morning, we're trading about 139.18. All right, what else we got going on in the market? Jump around. 2 stocks making moves this morning. So we got a few stories out here. You know what? Before we do, because I get some headlines up here. Number 1, Microsoft. They're adding to the gallery in terms of warning court that Apple blocking Epic will hurt games business. Well, not surprising, folks, that Microsoft is saying, hey, watch out for those Apple people out there. They're taking a lot of money from Epic. They're blocking them from competing in a competitive way, and they're going to hurt the business. So you make sure you clamp down on these Apple folks. Yeah, not surprising, folks. Not surprising in the least. What else we got going on? We got storms out there. 2 of them, folks, barreling down on the Gulf. Those people in Louisiana. My dad and I, we were in New Orleans, stuck for Katrina. Whew, quite an event. Hopefully this is nothing like that. But you never know what is going to happen when these things hit the Gulf. You got Laura and Marco. Marco, Laura, first time really you're going to have 2 named hurricanes possibly in the Gulf at the same time. You might even have an event where they actually combine or collide. So pretty remarkable. We'll keep our eyes on that and say some prayers for those people in the Gulfs around New Orleans or Texas as well, as they look to be in those 2. All right, AMC, they open movie theaters this weekend. 100 theaters opening. Florida, Texas, Georgia, other parts of the country. I saw friends out there on social media. Seems like they cut down on capacity from what I could tell. One of the movies opening out there, Unhinged. Russell Crowe, big fan of Russell Crowe. They took in $4 million over the weekend. So a promising result, given, of course, what's going on. In normal times, that would be a disaster, of course. But only a fraction of the 6,000 movie chains open. And to jump over to AMC to see where we're at. AMC this morning from $5.19, we're about 20 cents as we look, and I'll drill it down to a little shorter time frame. Market's higher, AMC's higher, but movie theaters open for the first time this weekend. Stay tuned, folks. We come back to the break, see what else we have on tap. It's still earnings. We got some companies coming up this week. We'll see what else we have happening on Monday morning. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps hanging tough, up about 28 points at 3420. I mean, pretty remarkable, folks. You put the S&Ps, just to tie it back, on a daily chart. We plunged to 2174, and it's been basically a straight shot. We had that rise in early June. That correlated to a VIX pulling back. That was where we saw the 10-year yield reach about 0.9%. Now, keep things in mind, right? When you compare the S&Ps to bonds, or notes, I should say, that's the most remarkable relationship going on in this market, folks. No matter what this market does, all right, they know that interest rates are just stuck at 6 or 7/10% right now for the 10-year. And that's part of the reason why, in a world where yields are at about 6 or 7/10% for a 10-year note, that you are seeing a flight to safety in the terms of stocks, especially something like an Apple getting quite a boost here. And you look at that chart, right? We make a low in Apple of 212. Quite an opportunity, folks. Probably won't see that one for a long time again, if ever again. And we're going to open this morning at 513. Sure, up more than $300 in the price of Apple from where we were just on the market lows of March 23rd. All right, what else we got going on? So the RNC starts their convention this week. The election, it is looming, folks. We're talking about, I think it's 70 days, 68 days, something like that. You might see a shift here where the market really starts paying attention to what's going to happen in terms of who is likely to succeed in the White House. Now, the election, of course, in November, the succession from one administration to the next, or from President Trump's first term to the next, depending on what happens on Election Day, of course, January 20th, that date. Pretty remarkable. You see no volatility priced in to the possibility of a pretty drastic fought-out election, mail-in ballots out there. Very, very possible, folks. What happens with mail-in ballots is they need to arrive by Election Day, I believe, and then they take some time to be counted. Does not mean there's fraud in any way, but this is going to be a different election. It does not mean if we get a real close battle in some of those battleground states we may not know the night of, and you're going to see quite some rhetoric from this president, and I'm a little worried about how the market react as you have a sitting president declaring that an election's being stolen, and pretty likely that that's going to happen. We're in the odds of probability, nothing political about that, folks. You should be anticipating what's going to happen in this market on election night when we have battleground states that aren't yet decided, mail-in ballots that will be counted and that will take some time to be counted. And you're going to have the president out there declaring that the election is being stolen with fraud. The market just marches higher. It's remarkable. Nonetheless, it is coming, folks. It's coming before any of us realize. We're about 10 weeks away from that election. So keep that on the radar. All right, before we jump to stocks making action, the news over the weekend, President Trump granting emergency authorization for plasma treatment. So the FDA said it was granting the emergency authorization because it is reasonable to believe that convalescent plasma may be effective in treating COVID-19 patients. There's some great stories out there. Basically what happens is people who get coronavirus, then their plasma is used to inject in patients who are sick. That plasma, hopefully already containing maybe some of the antibodies that help fight the coronavirus. The treatment uses blood from patients who have recovered and built the antibodies against the virus and infuses it to people with the disease to prevent severe cases. So that out there, hopefully promising, a little bit accelerated, but nonetheless, that out there is a story this morning. All right, jumping back to stories with actions, stocks with action this morning. So AstraZeneca, White House is considering fast-tracking their vaccine candidate being developed by AstraZeneca and Oxford. That was one of the earliest one making headlines. Paper said one option being considered is having the FDA give the potential vaccine treatment emergency use authorization. AstraZeneca up this morning. There's your acceleration from them, from 55.50 up to almost 58, currently trading 57.65 so far. All right, Pearson, they appointed former Disney executive Andy Bird. Next CEO, Bird is going to take the job at the education publisher October 19th, was chairman at Disney International until 2018, helped build the company's consumer digital business. Pearson, they are a publisher of textbooks in many ways, if you're familiar, and pretty marginal reaction as they're flat this morning news. Blackstone, they struck a deal to buy the consumer health business of Takeda Pharmaceuticals for $2.3 billion. American, they're going to receive EPA approval today to use a new surface coating that kills the coronavirus. According to Reuters, EPA officials told Reuters the coating inactivates the virus and bacteria within 2 hours and is effective for up to 7 days. You're going to start to see a lot of this stuff, folks. The world has changed forever. We are going to be hyper aware now of viruses, of certain materials that are used in production. I mean, where is the material that just can't allow that type of virus to survive, right? This is the type of story that you're going to see on a regular basis as we are now, even once we beat this virus, you're still going to see areas. Why not, right? Companies, you build something, you build out an office, maybe you build out desks. They're going to be used some materials maybe that provide the inability for viruses to survive. So we talked about Microsoft in a court filing that Apple is being naughty against Fortnite. Not really surprising there. Facebook will be losing their chief marketing officer. They're going to leave September 18th. Antonio Lucio joined Facebook from HP only in 2018. Michael's company, the arts and craft retailer, they hired Michael Diamond as the new CFO. Diamond recently had been executive at operator Yum Brands, where he had been CFO for Pizza Hut. So Michael's, of course, crafts and home production. Michael's from $9.72, they're up a bit to $9.98 with the market this morning. More biotech, coronavirus. Moderna said enrollment levels for its late-stage 30,000 patient COVID-19 vaccine trial have passed the 40% mark. So they're trying to get to 30,000. They got 40% of that. They began the study last month. Hopefully that continues to go well. Moderna, one of the most volatile stocks out here in a while, but they're actually lower this morning from 67 to 65.40. Okay, so today is the record date for Apple's recently announced 4-for-1 stock split, applying to shareholders as of record as of the close of business today. And it looks like everybody is trying to get in ahead of that split. And again, let's pull up Apple. Pretty remarkable that when they announced this, the rhetoric was it was going to be about $100 a share. And guess what? By the time they launched it, you're going to be at about $127 a share. A 27% rise in the price of Apple since they split about a month ago in their earnings. All right, what else we got going on, folks, as we get ready for this break? Wednesday morning, 48 hours from right now. You know Larry Pesavento. He's coming up next with Trade What You See. And he is going to be not doing his program Wednesday because he is going to be in there live for a live trading event, 5 hours, folks, 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Eastern time. He's going to be trading live. You can sign up for this event. It's $295. Now, when you do sign up, you immediately gain a free month of Fibonacci 24/7. That's a $97 value. So really, that knocks it down to almost $197. Current subscribers, your next month is free as well. You gain that same benefit. Larry's in there for 5 hours. And what he talked about in his first event is he very rarely will trade in kind of those final couple hours from 2 till 4. So we trim things up. He's going to be in there for 5 hours, 5 of the best hours he likes from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Check it out on the front page of TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. S&P is hanging tough, up 30 points. The NQ futures up 130. The Dow up 275. Interesting fact out there, Apple, they have charged so much higher. They're above $2 trillion, of course, first $2 trillion market cap company. They now eclipse the entire FTSE 100. A lot of amazing statistics when you start comparing some of the market capitalizations of these big tech stocks. All right, it is still earnings season. We got some earnings this week. We're going to go over them real quick. We got Best Buy. They're coming out with their earnings before the bell on Tuesday. They're charging higher today, up about $3 from $114 to $117. You put it on a daily. How about from 48 at the lows pre-COVID? We were still just at 90. You're going to open at about 117 today. Other companies with earnings, CRM, Salesforce, they're out with their numbers Tuesday after the bell. CRM trading from 207. We're up at about 210 pre-market this morning on their numbers. Intuit, the maker of, I believe it's INTU is their symbol. From 322, you were at 187. Intuit out with their numbers Tuesday after the bell as well. We get Dollar General numbers on Thursday before the market opens. Dollar General from 125. We're going to open above 200 this morning for Dollar General. And we also get Ulta Beauty. They're out with their numbers after the bell on Thursday. Ulta trading positive this morning as well, with a bid ask a little bit wide from 215 to 217. All right, checking in on some of my favorite stocks. Disney, we're opening higher this morning. Disney on a 15-minute, there's your acceleration to about 129 from 127.44. Checking in on some of the ride-sharing companies. Uber trading dramatically higher on Thursday. That having to do with California, an appeals court giving them a reprieve, along with Lyft, that they might not have to shut down business until they get the opportunity to go into the election with their ballot initiative in November. So they charge higher, holding above $31 this morning. Lyft shares also charged higher on Thursday, hanging at about $29.33 this morning. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to man Larry Pesavento. He's coming up live next. And don't forget, Larry, 48 hours from right now, he'll be trading live on Wednesday for 5 hours. Check it out on the front page at TFNN.com. We'll be right back, folks.